Hey everyone, it's James. It's about 6:20 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, July 6th, and this is the 4-hour chart of Bitcoin, BTC, USD on the Bitfinex exchange. So Bitcoin is holding the Guppy rally fairly well. Volume has definitely dropped down by $1 billion, but it's also because the weekend. We're going to have to see how things pan out here. But if we cannot hold this support line, the support line is roughly about that 64.25, 64 flat on Bitfinex. If we break below that, then obviously I think this move is over and we're going to continue downward to retest this 57.50 zone. If not, maybe stop a little higher. We'll have to see, and we could just flounder around horizontally. I'll get into that in just a little bit. Now, if we break above 6,800, then I definitely think we're going to progress higher, but I do not think we're going to break above 7,800. If we do break above 7,800, I think it's going to be a swift move, like something like this, and then a extreme drop right after that. But what we can see in Bitcoin is ever since the 6,000 bottom, these moves to the upside have definitely become smaller, and I definitely think this is also going to become smaller and more elongated, meaning longer in time to unwind itself. So again, just to reiterate real quick, based on my prior videos, I've talked about, we have the bubble top right here, we have the blow off, and then basically we are trying to return to normalization in this market. And during that process, it's a very time-consuming process as price builds a base out that then hopefully provides enough energy for Bitcoin to yet once again rival this 20,000 top. So I already see the people I talked about in yesterday's video is as we drop and we start to come back up, right? So we get everyone extremely bearish. We start to get everyone bullish again. Once everyone starts to get bullish, we slaughter the sheep yet once again. And it's just this continuous cycle of slaughtering the sheep that reach these points of extreme sentiment. And we're already seeing, I already saw one of the mainstream media outlets post, there's a guy that keeps getting on there and he acts like he's the, the godfather of Bitcoin. And he keeps reiterating that not only has he dropped his analysis multiple times, but he basically says it in almost a guaranteed tone that Bitcoin is going to rise to break above 20,000 by the year end. Well, we are definitely running out of time here. In any bubble I've ever seen in my life, that it takes time for price to base out. Everyone gets so fixated, and it boggles my mind because it happens in every single bubble market. It happens anytime there's a major run in any asset. I don't even care if it's a bubble or not. Anytime people see this, that's all they can fixate on. And it's hard not to fixate on it, especially when the mainstream media is throwing it in your face that it's going to happen again, and you're going to become mega rich, and everyone's going to become mega rich. And what they really need to do is literally just focus on this. Like, this is the new market. Ever since the 6,000 bottom, this is the new market. This is where we're at, right? If Bitcoin cannot start to break like 6,800, then I don't know what planet your mind's on, but there's no way we're going to 20,000. We have a lot of resistance zones to break through, and it's going to take a lot of energy. It's not going to be just one manipulative move and price action that is going to sustain itself. We see this. They keep trying over and over and over again to push price up, and it keeps failing because less and less people are showing up and big money is escaping. That is the only way that I could logically explain what I see on this chart and what I see in the marketplace is price flattening out, which means it's going to require more time. You can see that visually. You can see the moves. You can see how this move became longer. Look how much longer this move is now. And width is what I'm talking about. This is time we're talking about. This move should also be something like this. If we do this, this is kind of what I'm thinking for Bitcoin. And if we do this, you can see this is going to require a lot of time. And everyone's like, oh, I mean, it's a giant triangle. Oh, yeah. Well, the bad thing is, if it does turn into a giant triangle, triangles typically with a flat side typically break to the flat side, which would be a horrible experience for Bitcoin. But I do not get into patterns because, you know, as a trader doing it for so long, you know that patterns are easily susceptible to manipulation, and you can notice this just on like simple triangles and so forth, where you can see false breakouts to both sides and really confuse traders. It's a really great way to throw a lot of traders off balance because the patterns are where all traders start from. So there's a lot more eyes on patterns than there is really anything else. Then from there, you have your lagging indicators, and then you start to get up into different, you know, more advanced, technical analysis. So as you start from that bottom level, which is like patterns and lagging indicators, you can understand that there leaves a lot of room for big tenured players to really manipulate it because they know the sheep are watching that. And I don't mean that in a derogatory term, like we're all kind of sheep unless you're floating a couple $100 million or $1 billion out there. Then you know, they watch that and they just see it and they just let it unfold and they let them unfold and they let the guppies think they got, you know, they got lucky, and then boom, they get immediately slaughtered. So I try not to fixate on the patterns there, and that's just a little tidbit of side information for everything. But as of now, if Bitcoin cannot break above 6,800, it's not going to go anywhere. If we break below 64.25, about 6,400 flat, then we are going to progress lower, and this move is over. We will start to drop deeper into price. And then basically what unfolds from there, we'll just have to wait and see, as we could come down to retest that 5750 zone. If we break that zone, then we could move into the low 5,000s. But I don't want to talk about that because that's kind of like fantasy land right now. And anything above 6,800 is about basically fantasy land. But again, if we do break above 6,800, I do not believe we are going to break above this 7,800 high area. And if we do, it would just be a swift move. And I think that would definitely mark the pinnacle, and we would have our drop right thereafter in price and basically just serve the third iteration of these essentially mountain formations that we see here in price. So, so far, the Guppy rally is holding strong, and it looks like it's finding support. It may be forming a bear flag. We're gonna have to kind of see how this the weekend pans out for us. But if it does collapse, then we obviously know. Yet once again, manufactured move to suck in the guppies, slaughter them. You know, I see one of the mainstream media outlets, the culprit, the big culprit. I don't know if I should keep saying who it is, but I'm sure you know who it is, and they're hyping up Bitcoin right now as we speak. And I said this was going to happen. We're going to see all the videos come out of the woodwork on YouTube and across the internet, and people are going to hype up some crazy prices. But just to put it in perspective, you know, when people were hyping up these 20,000 number figures and above, I mean, right here's like September, we're almost into October by the end of this chart. I mean, look at the crazy move Bitcoin would have to make to do this by year end. Like, so many people are talking about. Why are they talking about that? Because it sells to gullible people. They're selling to the gullible people in this market, and to the retail traders who want to strike it rich and get rich quick. And that is a guaranteed failure, that is a guaranteed formula for failure, as you are basically allowing a demon to lead you down a dark road right to the slaughter. And that's basically how I view the mainstream media and these idiots out there that are just hyping up numbers and really trying to sell people on some just outrageous numbers. So I'm sorry if I sound a little bit angry at it, but they're just, the unfortunate thing is they get the views, or maybe they get the subscribers, but they don't understand they're destroying people's lives who are putting their money in. And I've seen so many people, and I've had so many people come to me and say, thank you for posting these videos, thank you for keeping it logical, and just straight to the point on these videos. I know I can go off on tangents like I am right now, but I've seen the aftermath of what happens to people that buy into that stuff. And those people, I don't know how they sleep at night, but it's really sad. So anyways, that's it. I'm not going to go off on a tangent any longer on it. But if you do like the videos, you like the content, please like, comment, subscribe, follow. I thank you for your time. I thank you for your support. If you've not joined the Slack channel, there is a free Slack channel that has over 350 members from all over the world. It's cryptocurrency oriented, just a nice, friendly community of people. And you can can visit my site, geometriccharts.com. At the bottom, I have my social media links. I have the link to my Slack channel as well there too. And again, please like or comment. I'm sorry if I don't get back to everybody that does comment. I do appreciate it. It's not that I'm trying to be disrespectful. I'm just extremely busy all day and night, because I also run a subscriber group for Bitcoin, various cryptocurrencies, the stock market, commodities, and some Forex as well, where I give out specific price points, and I give charts and just morning videos, night videos, and it's much more in depth than definitely what you see here on YouTube and the various social media outlets. But if you're interested in something like that, you can visit my site, geometriccharts.com, to learn more. So other than that, I'll talk to everybody tomorrow.